What's up YouTube, my name is Gio, and after my Birds of Prey video, I had absolutely no idea what my next one was going to be. I thought about maybe going to see Bloodshot and doing a video on how Valiant can create some new competition for Marvel and DC, maybe one on The Flash and why it's becoming less and less interesting with every episode, or even one on My Hero Academia in honor of the recent movie release. However, before I even had to make a decision, Marvel airdropped in and said, "Don't worry Gio, we got you." Yes, we have gotten the final trailer for the Black Widow movie. And while I am relatively excited because Natasha should have had her own movie a long time ago, she's also one of the few characters in the MCU that even without their solo movie, has a lot of depth and a very solid character arc from her first appearance in Iron Man 2 to Endgame. Now in the timeline of the MCU, Black Widow takes place before Infinity War and after Civil War, because, well, it kinda fucking has to. This means the character we're going to see is not going to be this Natasha, but rather this Natasha. And that could create a problem with the character if Marvel isn't careful. Let me explain. This movie looks to have big themes of family and what makes a family, something that Black Widow has been shown to have a problem with since the first Avengers movie. She has always felt as if she didn't belong, leading up to and until Civil War, where we see her constantly fighting to keep the Avengers together. However, by the end of the movie, the Avengers are disbanded. Natasha's new family is broken, and she's on the run. This is where Marvel needs to be careful because the theme of family plays a big part in Black Widow's arc throughout the Infinity Saga, and it's important that they don't revert any progress that has been made with the character at that point in her journey, and that is what I'm scared about. One thing I really like about Black Widow as a character is how she starts so closed off emotionally at the beginning of the saga, and over time, the Avengers become a catalyst to allow her to open up. It's honestly what made her role in Death and Endgame so impactful, that she was willing to sacrifice herself to make sure that everyone else got their families back. It's probably the most selfless thing the character has ever done, and it was all for her own family, something she never had until the Avengers. In this movie, the team is divided, and as a result, I don't want to see Natasha go back to being completely closed off. Marvel needs to make sure that the Avengers and what happened to them is the most important thing to her in this movie, and to use that framework of what happened in Civil War to explore Natasha's past. We don't need regression, but rather expansion, and the movie actually has a perfect way to show expansion on Natasha as a character, and that is with this girl.
Okay. You got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
This is Yelena Belova, or at least that's how I think you pronounce it, and from what I researched, has a fucking weird history. To try and make it short, she was a part of the same type of training as Natasha in the Red Room, competed with her to prove that she was the true Black Widow, retired to become a businesswoman and model, went to the Antarctic where she got physically fucked up, Hydra then took her body, put her brain into an android called a Super Adaptoid, fought the Avengers, died, was revived by Norman Osborn, escaped him, and eventually became the new Black Widow after Hydra Captain America seemingly killed Natasha. Yeah, comics are weird. However, the part of that history that I am interested in is the fact that Yelena becomes the new Black Widow after Natasha's death. This seems like a perfect setup for Black Widow's replacement in the MCU, and here's where they could use this character to expand on Natasha's. In my perfect world, the movie starts off with Natasha falling back into her lone wolf mindset that she had before the Avengers. She's not completely there yet, not at all, but there are some signs, there's some hints that we see of the previous Natasha. This is until after a series of events involving Taskmaster, she ends up meeting up and connecting with Yelena. And here's where Natasha can get a moment of self-reflection. I want Yelena to be as closed off as Natasha was in her first appearance, very quiet, not that open, and purely focused at the job at hand. Natasha can see this, and more importantly, empathize with the pain that Yelena is hiding under this stoic mask, the same mask that she wore at one point in her life. This is where I would like to see the family dynamic be focused on. Natasha is not the same person that she was when we first saw her. She has grown and learned that it's okay to let people in, and I want her to give that knowledge to Yelena. And with this change in Yelena and all these old friends coming together to help each other out, Natasha can see this and have reinvigorated faith that the Avengers will come back together when the time is right, because they're not just friends, but family. And now that we address Yelena's issues that are similar to Natasha, if Marvel wants to make her the new Black Widow, they don't need to follow the same arc that they did in the past. The Avengers are Natasha's family, and as a result, should always be the most important thing in her life, as they are the people who changed her the most. That dynamic, however, was flipped on its head during Civil War, so this movie needs to make sure that we see the impact that Civil War had on Natasha, and not just the on-the-run part, but also where Natasha is now emotionally, that her new family is seemingly gone. Now, I could be completely wrong in my assessment of the trailer. There are a lot of themes of identity and finding who you are in there, which can also work very well for Natasha during this time in her life, and just as well as the theme of family. I'm just worried that Marvel's going to push the effects that Civil War had on the character of Natasha on the back burner, and not use this movie as a way to dive more into those effects. However, all I know for certain is that I'm sure we all just want Marvel to represent Black Widow in the best, most authentic way possible. Anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video, and tell me in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of the Black Widow trailer, the final trailer? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? What do you guys think the movie's gonna be about, and do you guys think you're going to enjoy this movie? However, you're probably gonna need to wait to enjoy this movie, because as you all know, a lot of things have happened in the world. I don't need to mention it, because if I do mention it, YouTube will most definitely take action on this channel, do something, and I do not want to know what that is about. So yeah, so I have a couple of video ideas that don't require new releases to come out, but obviously this is a big change. This is a big change for everyone on the platform, everyone just out in the world right now. And also, I just still want to be making content for you guys, so that way while this whole scenario is going on, you guys have some kind of entertainment meant to enjoy yourself as a nice little escape from the shit show, to put it bluntly, of what's happening out in the world right now. But anyway, do hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you like any new channel, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, stay channel potential, just same buttons. Anyway, my name's been Gio. Stay safe, stay positive, and just keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to y'all later.